In remarks which can create controversy, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj today said a Congress leader had pressed her to give diplomatic passport to coal scam accused Santosh Bagrodia. However, the minister did not disclose the name of the Congress leader, saying she would do so in Parliament. Bagrodia, who is a former Minister of State for Coal, was yesterday summoned as accused by a special court in a coal scam case pertaining to allocation of Maharashtra's Bandeir coal block to AMR Iron and Steel Private Limited. Delhi Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung has rejected the appointment of Swati Maliwal as a chairperson of Delhi Commission for Women. Official sources in the LG House said today that Jung has written a letter to Delhi government seeking explanation on the appointment of Maliwal. The letter said the Delhi government has appointed Maliwal as DCW chief without prior approval of the Lieutenant Governor. Government has issued a passport to separatist leader Syed Ali Shah Gilani with a validity of 9 months. An official in the regional passport office in Srinagar said that a passport has been issued to the Hurriyat leader yesterday. Gilani had applied for a passport to visit his ailing daughter in Saudi Arabia. Gilani's application for a passport was rejected in May on the grounds of incomplete information provided to the government. Delhi High Court has issued notice to the centre on Red FM's plea against the government's decision to keep it out of FM radio auction. The court allowed Red FM to participate in today's mock auction. Ministry of Home Affairs last week denied security clearance to the company on account of their alleged association with Sun TV. Former Union Minister P.K. Tungan and 3 others on Tuesday were convicted by a Delhi court in connection with a cheating and corruption case lodged by CBI 17 years back, after which they were taken into custody. Special CBI Judge Ajay Kumar Jain held 69-year-old Tungan and others guilty of offences of criminal conspiracy, cheating, forgery of valuable security and offences under provisions of the Prevention of Corruption Act. Crime branch of Goa police has registered first information report against some ministers and New Jersey-based construction management firm Louis Berger in connection with bribery charges. The FIR was registered under IPC section 120B and relevant sections of the Prevention of Corruption Act against an unknown former Goa minister and Louis Berger officials. Chief Minister Lakshmikant Parsekar had on Monday directed crime branch to carry out a preliminary probe into the bribery scandal. Government has extended the interest subvention scheme to banks to ensure availability of crop loans of up to 3 lakh rupees to farmers at 7% per annum during 2015-16. The cabinet has approved an additional interest subvention of 3% per annum for those farmers who repay on time. It also decided to provide relief to farmers affected by natural calamities, where the interest subvention of 2% will continue to be available to banks for the first year on the restructured amount. Government has proposed to transfer fertilizer subsidy directly into farmers' accounts. Department of Fertilizers is planning to have a phased approach and prepare a roadmap for pilot project in select districts to capture the details and identity proof of farmers like Aadhaar number and land details. It said all information in this regard will be collected at retail fertilizer stores in order to build a comprehensive database of beneficiary farmers over a period of time. Kyrgyzstan has cancelled a cooperation treaty with the United States which has been in force since 1993. The move was prompted by a human rights prize given by Washington to an activist serving life sentence for involvement in the killing of a police officer. The bilateral agreement that helped facilitate cooperation between the countries in certain areas was ordered to be renounced by Kyrgyz Prime Minister Temir Sariev. Greek Parliament will vote today on a second set of reforms needed to secure its bailout deal. If MPs approve the financial and judicial reforms, Greece will be able to press ahead with negotiations for an €86 billion bailout from its creditors. Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras rallied his Syriza colleagues on Tuesday, saying the Greek people had pinned their hopes on staying in the euro. The vote is expected to pass with the support of opposition parties. In Iraq, at least 19 people were killed in 2 car bomb blasts in Baghdad yesterday. One attack struck a busy commercial street in the eastern neighborhood of Baghdad al-Jadida. 17 people were killed and 43 wounded in the attack. At least 2 people were killed and 9 wounded in another attack in Zafarania. No group has yet claimed Tuesday's blasts. A US airstrike has reportedly killed Mushin al-Fadli, the Kuwaiti leader of the Khorasan group, a shadowy al-Qaeda offshoot operating in Syria. Al-Fadli was targeted on 8th July while traveling in a vehicle near Sarmada in Syria. A statement by US Navy Cap Jeff Davis said Al-Fadli was one of the few al-Qaeda leaders to have known in advance of the 9/11 attacks. L. Doctorow, critically acclaimed author of the novels Ragtime and Billy Bathgate, has died at the age of 84 in New York hospital. Family sources said Doctorow died of complications from lung cancer. He was known for works with Reimagine the American Experience, placing fictional characters in recognizable historical contexts. Defending champion Shiv Thapa in the 56 kg and Commonwealth Games silver medalist Mandeep Jhangra in the 69 kg will spearhead a 10-strong Indian challenge in the Asian Championships to be held in Bangkok from 24th August to 6th September. Besides Shiva and Mandeep, the team also features L. Devendra Singh in the 49 kg, a silver medalist in the previous edition. The world of motorsport has bid farewell to French Formula One driver Jules Bianchi at his funeral in his hometown of Nice. The 25-year-old driver died on Friday from head injuries he sustained in a crash at the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix.